All right, folks, buckle up. Today, we are diving headfirst into the 14 Lokas of Hindu cosmology.
Ooh, now this is a fascinating one.
Yeah, we're talking about a whole lot more than just heaven and hell here, folks.
That's right.
We're talking a full-blown multiverse with serpent kings, realms of pure illusion, you name it.
Yeah.
I've got some excerpts here. They read like some kind of ancient scriptures crossed with like cosmic real estate listings. I'm excited to unpack this.
They are wild. What's really cool, though, is that these Lokas, they're not just like, physical places hanging out there in space.
Right.
They're totally woven into the whole concept of karma, which I think is something that a lot of our listeners probably have at least some idea about.
Yeah.
Even if just a very surface level understanding, right?
Yeah, karma, like what goes around comes around.
Yeah, exactly. So you can think of these Lokas almost like waypoints on a soul's journey. They reflect, past actions, but they also hint at future possibilities. It's not so much about like reward and punishment.
Right.
Like you did this, so you're going to go to this nice place, and you did this, so you're going to go to this not so nice place. It's more about, like you were saying, what goes around comes around. It's about kind of experiencing the natural consequences of the actions that you take. Cosmic cause and effect, but on a multiversal scale, which is, just kind of how we'd like to do things here on the Deep Dive.
Always go big or go home.
Exactly. And, that even applies to the so-called hells, which, I think a lot of people hear that and they think, oh, fire and brimstone, like very medieval.
Right.
These are called Patalas. And again, they're not about eternal damnation.
Right.
It's not like you're going to be punished forever for, the things that you did in this life. It's more like, you're going to go to these realms. You're going to work through some karmic baggage. You're going to kind of, pay your dues, if you will. But eventually, you're going to move on. And one example that we've got here is Patala Loka, right? Ruled by a serpent king.
A serpent king. I mean, come on. How cool is that? It's like something straight out of a fantasy novel.
Right. And it's interesting because, serpents show up in a lot of different cultures.
Yeah.
And they often represent, wisdom, transformation, that whole shedding of the skin, renewal. So, maybe Patala, even though it's like the lowest realm, maybe it's not about, torture and suffering. Maybe it's a place of like really profound learning.
Yeah.
Metamorphosis, even if it's not the most, pleasant experience.
Yeah, no pain, no gain, right? I mean, it definitely reframes the whole underworld concept. Instead of fire and brimstone, it's more about, like you were saying, confronting those inner shadows, working through some stuff.
Exactly. And speaking of different beings and different realms, we also have Rasatala Loka. And this one is home to the Danavas and the Daityas.
Okay, so are those just like different names for demons, or is there like a distinction there?
That is an excellent question.
Yeah.
And, while both are often translated as demons in kind of, common parlance, they actually do have distinct characteristics in Hindu mythology. So you can almost think of Danavas like the cunning strategists. They're often associated with intellect, trickery, that kind of like mastermind, evil genius vibe.
Okay.
Whereas Daityas, they're known for like raw strength and power. Like these are your warriors, your brutes.
Okay, so it's like brains versus brawn, but in demon form. Okay, I'm adding a deep dive on Danavas and Daityas to the list because that is fascinating.
Yeah. Now, there's one more that I wanted to hit you with because I think you'll find it especially interesting.
Oh, I'm ready. Lay it on me.
Okay, so we've got Talatala Loka, and this one is described as the realm of Maya, illusions.
Okay, so Maya, that's not just like a realm-specific thing, right? That's like a whole big concept in Hinduism.
Exactly. Maya, for anyone who doesn't know, refers to the illusory nature of reality itself.
Right.
Like one of the core tenets, right, of a lot of Hindu philosophy.
Right.
So this Loka, Talatala Loka, could represent a plane of existence where illusion is particularly strong. A place where beings really have to grapple with the difference between, what they perceive and what is actually real.
Oh, wow. That's trippy. So imagine getting stuck in a cosmic funhouse of illusions. Like, that's both terrifying and totally awesome. But this is blowing my mind here. We've got serpent kings, demons, realms of illusion. And it's wild to think that this whole 14-world structure, it's all contained within something called the Brahmanda.
The cosmic egg.
Right. The cosmic egg.
Ultimate cosmic nesting doll.
It really is. And Brahma is like the big architect who designed it all.
Essentially, yeah. In Hindu cosmology, Brahma is that creator deity, right? And the story goes that Brahma arises from the cosmic egg and then sets the universe in motion. It's this like incredibly potent image of interconnectedness. Like everything, all of this originated from this single source.
It's incredible. When you really try to picture that, it makes you think about the sheer scale of it all. And here's another mind-blowing thing. This whole model, it was all imagined from a geocentric perspective.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Back when, everybody thought that the Earth was the center of the universe.
Right. They thought Earth was the center of everything, and all these Lokas were layered around us. It just goes to show how much our understanding of the universe has changed.
It does. But it's also a really good reminder, I think, that humans have always trying to understand their place in the cosmos. They use whatever framework they have at the time to try to get their heads around it all. And even though those frameworks, they evolve over time, right? Yeah. Our scientific understanding changes.
Yeah.
But the core questions, I think, those remain the same.
Right. What is our place in this vast universe?
Exactly. What does it mean to live a meaningful life?
Yeah.
Yeah. These are the big questions.
Big questions. It's humbling, to try to wrap your head around 14 interconnected worlds, each with its own rules, its own beings, its own possibilities.
It really does put things in perspective. And maybe that's part of the point of this whole elaborate cosmology. These Lokas and, they've got their literal descriptions, right? Yeah. You've got your serpent kings, you've got your demons, you've got your illusions.
Right.
But, I like to think that maybe they're also symbolic, representations of internal states of being, different levels of consciousness that we navigate within ourselves.
Oh, I love that. So it's not just about literally where we go after this life, but more about the state of our consciousness right now in this moment.
Precisely. It's about recognizing that serpent wisdom within all of us, facing those inner demons and learning to see through the illusions that cloud our judgment. So as you're moving through your day-to-day, think about that.
Yeah, everybody, a little food for thought from the deep dive. Thanks for listening.